On your phone right now, listen up, because new research is challenging the idea that screen time contributes to dementia in older adults. They say they found that people over 50 who routinely use smartphones or tablets actually had lower rates of cognitive decline than those who didn't. The group behind the study says the findings question the claim that screen time drives what has been called digital dementia. Joining us with our health headlines, a man I know his brain is sharp, Dr. Jeff Pothof. He's UW Health's Chief Quality Officer. Doctor, great to see you. I love my phone. Tell us about digital dementia hypothesis.
Yeah, so the hypothesis was, it's kind of like if you don't use it, you lose it. So this idea is that individuals, as they aged, and they're the first generation that had access to the technology, that if they're just sitting on their phone watching YouTube videos or TikTok or just looking at their Facebook feed and they're not really engaging their mind, that they might have higher rates of dementia. And this study refutes that. It looks at people who are on their phones or tablets looking for higher rates of dementia, and they're not seeing that. The problem with the study, though, it's observational. It doesn't tell us what they're doing. Are they on YouTube figuring out how to change oil in their car or truck? Maybe those people are engaged and they're less likely to develop dementia. Or are they just, mindlessly looking at TikTok videos? We don't know, but the blanket assumption that more tech time leads to higher rates of dementia, not holding water at this point.
I think we're going to get a lot of studies like this because, I was just telling you, my grandparents didn't spend a whole lot of time doom scrolling on TikTok, but my parents spend a lot of time on their phones now. They're really like the first generation that has had a lot of time using technology like this.
Yeah, absolutely true. And then a lot of these early technology adopters or generations, it's not TikTok and Facebook. Most of their time is spent, email and AOL and things that we don't really consider technology, but were the technology that they likely experienced in their 50s.
They're reading off every fact they can find on their phone. That's just mine. Does your dad do that, or is that just mine? Okay. Hey, speaking of dementia, a new study says drinking alcohol can contribute to dementia. How many drinks are we talking about here?
Yeah, this study looked at, if you drink 8 or more drinks per week, which seems like a lot, but, not if you're a daily drinker doing your 1 to 2 drinks. It's just been bad news for alcohol this last year. Every single study that comes out, it doesn't offer health benefits, it contributes to cancer. And now if you drink more than 8 drinks a week, you might be more likely to develop dementia. These researchers looked at tau tangles in the brain, so kind of this telltale sign of people who can develop Alzheimer's. And if you compare those people who don't drink to those who had, 8 or more, about 10% increase in the number of tangles that you see. Just bad news all around for alcohol.
Yeah, there was a time here on the news we read a study about a glass of wine that might be good for your heart or something like that. But suddenly it just seems like the research is now overwhelmingly against alcohol, all the studies that we've been talking about.
Yeah, everything in moderation, but really this idea of a safe level or a healthy level of alcohol consumption, it's all bad for us. We just like how it makes us feel. That's the truth behind it.
Let's talk about something that makes us feel better. There's a new study that shows the Mediterranean diet. Here we go. Once again, good news about it. Really beneficial for older women. What did they find?
Yeah, so this is an interesting study. They looked at the Mediterranean diet, so kind of, high in fruits and vegetables, oils, things like that, fish, not a lot of protein. And if you reduce your total caloric intake by about 30%, and then you exercise a lot. In this study, 45 minutes of walking per day, some strength training. They followed these people over a good number of years. And what they found for women is that the risk of osteoporosis decreased. So typically when we do dieting, we do fast diets, like say Ozempic or Mounjaro diets, we see a proportionate loss in bone density. In this study, bone density increased by 1.8%. Total body weight loss wasn't a lot, about 3% of their total body weight. But it looks like, pretty reasonable diet with heavier exercise can actually help you lose weight and maintain that bone mineral density that we often see women lose as they get older.
Yeah, women have it tough because the bone density here, when you work out, when you're older, okay, you might be losing the weight, but there goes the bone density, and suddenly all sorts of issues, broken bones, really tragic stuff can happen. So this is a good way to balance it out, right?
I think it's a great way to balance it out. Now, it's not to say that none of these women will end up on medications that can increase bone density. Instead of 1.8% increases, you can see close to 10% increases in bone density with these medications. But if you're looking for ways to stay off medications, live a healthy life, Mediterranean diet, watch your calories, do some exercise, it's not a bad formula.
And as long as your mind is working and not doom scrolling on something, you're going to live a long, healthy life. Dr. Jeff Pothof, appreciate your time. Thanks.
Good seeing you.